Hi, and welcome back. Today we're going to start working on the frame for the plasma cutter. Since everything bolts onto the frame, we're going to need that in good shape before we start working on anything else. I designed this frame to be sturdy and simple. It's basically 40 by 40 millimeter square steel, 2 millimeter thick. It's held together with these M8 bolts, absolutely no welding needed. At the corners here, it's bolted together on all three axes. So there's one bolt going this way, one bolt going this way, and one bolt going this way. Right now I'm using these cool looking flanged stainless steel bolts. I think in the end that's not the best choice for something that's merely structural. So we're probably going to change these to steel bolts. And for the larger table that we're building now, there's going to be gussets on all the outside corners. This is going to make it really rigid. I move things around the shop all the time. That's why it's going to be riding around on these rigid casters. I chose these because the floor here is rough and unfinished. 4 of these together will hold about 300 kilos, which is more than enough for a 1 square meter table. So right before I started shooting this video, I took delivery of the steel we're going to need to make this frame. So in a minute, I'm going to go outside and start cutting. The square tubing comes in 6-meter lengths, which is too long to get in the shop here. So I'm going to rough cut it all outside. Once that's done, we're going to mark it all, and then we're going to drill it out on the mill and drill machine back here. Then after that, it's just a matter of bolting it all together. So let's go outside and get to work. Also, I forgot to wear my eye protection. Don't be like me, be safe. A handheld dry saw is incredible for doing rough cuts in odd places. It captures most of the swarf in an attached container. It doesn't just blast junk all over the place like an angle grinder or a plasma cutter would. Don't forget to clean up all the swarf with a magnetic broom or a shop vac. Now we're back in the shop with our rough cut tubing sections. These are for the legs. There's plenty more waiting to get drilled out back over there. I've got arranged on the table here the tools we're going to need to drill these out. The first thing we got here is a ruler. I prefer these to a tape measure because it's not going to try to tip over on you if you put it on the top of a piece of metal like this. Also, I feel like it's a little more precise because there's no curve in it, so you don't have to mash the thing down to mark accurately. Second tool is a carbide tip scribe. This tiny little point here is far more precise than a pencil or a marker. The pencil is fine if you're building a barn, but I don't think it's really precise enough for metalworking. Here I've got a machinist optical punch. I will grant you that this is wild overkill just for punching a hole, but I've got one, so I might as well use it. You can use just a normal center punch, slightly less accurate, but for just putting some holes for bolting the frame together, more than accurate enough. Then I've got a deburring tool just for cleaning up the cut edges on the tubing. Deburring tool is not strictly necessary. It's nice to have, but you can use a file. Some people even use power sanders to do it. So nice to have, but not strictly necessary. So lastly, we have a step drill bit here. I would really recommend against using normal twist drills when drilling into thin material. These will leave a much cleaner hole, and they don't wobble to and fro the way that a twist drill tends to do, because they're quite chunky. So if you're cutting less than, say, 4 millimeter thick material, invest in one of these. You will be very happy you did. Okay, now it's about time to get to drilling, but first be sure to like and subscribe if you're like me and you like spending way too much time and effort on just drilling holes and things. Since I just rough cut these freehand, the first thing I'm going to do is clean up the edges on my dry saw. These clean ends will become the datum that we measure from. I like to always mark my reference points with a center punch so I don't lose track of which end is which. Here I've got one end cleanly cut. First I'm going to mark off all the hole centers. Then I'm going to center punch them, even though I'll be drilling them on a mill and drill machine. I like to be as accurate as possible and not give up precision when I don't have to. This is 2mm wall tubing, and I'm going to be drilling 9mm holes in it. Pro tip, if you bottom the drill out on the next step, it'll even chamfer the hole for you. And that's how we make a leg for the frame. So far, nothing really groundbreaking, but I hope you did pick up some tips on getting really clean and accurate holes. In the next video, all of these frame pieces over here are going to be drilled out. It's the same procedure over and over and over again, so I'm not going to bore you with all of that. I have, however, decided to powder coat this frame myself whenever we're done putting it together. Unfortunately, my powder coating oven isn't done yet, so in the next video, we're just going to dry fit all this together so we can take a look at it. Once the frame is together, I'm going to be releasing all of the engineering drawings for free. So make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out. And I'll see you next time.